This is Matthew Cratter from Trader University, and today I want to talk about my favorite momentum stocks for this week. If you're interested in learning how to make money in both bull and bear markets, or you just want to see what I'm trading or investing in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So we've been having this basic pattern lately. People are asking me whether I'm still bullish on stocks, and the answer is yes. We have a couple complicating factors. We have the upcoming election, which is going to create some near-term volatility, almost certainly, though I expect it to be a rather smooth transition. And then, of course, we have COVID, which has been rearing its ugly head again over the last couple of days. But I think the basic pattern here is more COVID is good for the kind of tech stocks that I'm going to be talking about, and biotech stocks. And I think it's actually okay for risk assets in general, simply because the more COVID, the more sort of scary headlines or the more bad news, the more risk assets sell off. And it's really a game of chicken with the Fed and the other central banks. When risk assets sell off a certain amount, the Fed has to step back in. They don't want anything similar to happen to what happened in March of this year. And so really, it's I think we get a bull market if things are good, we get a bull market if things are bad, simply because the elephant in the room now is the Fed money printer, and it's the deficit spending, the fiscal stimulus in the form of a sort of COVID stimulus bill. So I think that at a certain point, if equities keep selling off, then the Fed has to step back in really aggressively. Their balance sheet's already at the top of it's already hitting new highs again. And then Congress, not going to happen before the election, but probably shortly after the election, or possibly as late as January, they will pass the stimulus bill. And you can be certain if stocks start to crash that they will find a way to pass it, even with sort of a lame duck Congress in December. Now, the one asset that's been benefiting from this and that's really pulled away and showing very interesting divergences is, of course, Bitcoin. It's not a stock, but it's still my favorite momentum play. Even over the last couple of days when we've had this weakness, it's been holding really, really well above the 13,000 level. We can see it's been doing that for the last, call it 5 days or so. And whenever we dip down below that, we find very strong buyers, probably institutional buyers and corporate buyers as well. So this is a very nice breakout pattern, and looked like it was going to possibly fail yesterday. But today it's showing strength again, and I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue to break out. Now, the equity indices aren't quite as strong. S&P 500 now trading below the 50-day moving average. An ideal scenario is when we have the S&P 500 above the stock above the blue line, which is the 50-day moving average. Blue line above the red line. That's the red line is the 200-day moving average. So this is how we measure. This is how I like to measure trends, and we can see that the SPY, the S&P 500, has been showing weakness, though it's sort of at this point near the bottom end of its trading range, and we possibly could test 320, but I don't think so. I think we find a bottom here and continue to rally, and the stocks that have been strong will continue to be strong. I like to buy stocks that are hitting new 52-week highs, new all-time highs, which seems a little bit counterintuitive, but it makes sense when you realize that a stock that goes up a lot, take a stock like Apple or Amazon over the last 10 or 15 years, in the process of going up a lot, it's going to be hitting a lot of new 52-week highs, a lot of new all-time highs. So I find that to be a useful pool to fish in. You don't want to fish in the pool of stocks like the airline stocks or the cruise lines that are hitting new 52-week lows or new all-time lows. That's just basically dead money. So that being said, we still have the QQQs trading below the blue line, the 50-day moving average, and there was some strength in small caps in the Russell 2000, which seems to have weakened on the renewed COVID news. That being said, the names that I'm going to show you now, some of them from previous weeks, are showing very good relative strength. First of all is Twitter, which we talked about last time. It's been hitting new highs. Since then, it looks like the company made it through the congressional hearings okay, at least from the perspective of the stock market. So I still like Twitter here. We can see very classic line here hitting new highs, trading above the 50-day moving average and above the 200-day moving average. So that's Twitter. Snap has been a favorite of mine for the last few months. We got a really nice gap up on earnings that's holding very, very well too at the high end of the range. So we got a gap, a very large daily gap here, and then we moved to a higher range, and we're now trading in that higher range. So just a really good, obviously this is maybe even positively affected by COVID. If anything, people spend more time on their phones and on their computers. So that would be Snap. That's one we've been talking about for a while. Peloton, I still like. It's been pulling back a little bit here, but I expect it to find a bottom close, probably around 118 or so. You have to, or call it. I'm sorry, 116, 115. All these names, obviously not investment advice. You have to decide where to pick a stop. Look for a good support level. So for example, if we were doing it for Peloton, we might look at the lows of October 27th. Those are kind of the most recent lows, and those are at 116.10. So a stop at 116. This is another name I think one can hold as a long-term investment. Again, it's probably best not to be super heavy on these names going into the election, unless they're long-term holdings. But that's something you have to decide with your financial advisor. Another social media stock that we've really been talking a lot about has been Pinterest. It's gapped up really nicely on earnings yesterday. I also wanted to point this out. This one I think is probably going to take a bit of a breather in spite of this gap. It's looking a little bit like an exhaustion gap, but I just wanted to follow up on it because this is one we've been talking about for a while. We're getting a formation, what's called a shooting star here, which is a long upper wick, and then the body of the candlestick is at the bottom. So it looks like a shooting star. This is a reversal candlestick, and we'll see how we close here. But if we were to close with a shooting star in effect like this, it would definitely be, in my opinion, a point to take some profits, and that it could be a reversal sign. Again, if we break above, it's sort of counterintuitive, but then if we show some strength and break above the highs of this day on another day, then it would sort of invalidate the shooting star, and it would be a chance to get long again. But I do like Pinterest as a long-term hold as well, but this may be a little bit more of an exhaustion gap followed by a shooting, a sort of reversal signal. And the way a shooting star works is the price penetrates higher levels, the sellers come in and reject it, and that's what gives you this long wick. So it can be a sign. It can really show you where the sellers come in. Obviously still up 33% on the day, so not too shabby. And if you've been long, I think it's not a bad place to take some profits. Again, not investment advice. WDFC is another one, breaking out really strong. They obviously make the WD-40 oil. I don't know really the fundamental story here, if people are spending more time oiling their doors when they're stuck at home. But either way, it's showing very, very nice strength here, and breaking out from kind of a nice, there's kind of a small flag formation. Here's the flag, and then the flagpole here, and we're breaking out of that, which is just amazing price action, especially for a fairly old economy stock like this. Stitch Fix is another one, SFIX, hitting new, I believe it's new all-time highs as we speak. Or close to new all-time highs, certainly new 52-week highs, showing great strength. They're obviously apparel, footwear. BPMC is a new name that I wanted to add. This is a biotech, health tech company, kind of consolidating sideways here, trying to break out. I think especially if the stock market gains some strength here, that this one will have at least another leg higher. And on a similar note, there's a lab stock that I've been following. Trader University premium subscribers have known about this for a couple weeks now. IDEXX. It looks like they do water testing, livestock testing, small animal testing for veterinarians, etc. There's obviously some COVID component here. They seem to have COVID-19 resources, and we can just tell from the price action here that's doing very, very well, especially holding up well when the stock market's been showing weakness obviously over the last couple of days, and yet this is continuing to trade at new highs. So that's a very bullish sign. Now, if you want to get access to my complete list of sort of the pool that I'm fishing in, the complete list of momentum stocks, you can become a Trader University subscriber. I list them here, and this is basically a copy of what I have on my desk every day. And so if it's going to be a trading day, if I have the time to trade, this is the pool that I'll be fishing in, either for day trading or swing trading, or some of these are even long-term investments as well. These are the strongest stocks, and it's one of the services I provide at Trader University, screening for these and providing them for subscribers to look at for their educational value. These aren't investment recommendations, but maybe you take this list with you to your financial advisor, or you just follow these until you begin to learn how momentum stocks trade. I also have a couple courses available that cover momentum stocks. Momentum Stock Secrets really goes in depth if you want to learn more about how I trade these. There are also 14 other courses available. I have my flagship course, Learn to Trade Stocks Like a Pro, which is really good if you're even just a complete beginner. This will take you sort of A to Z. Day trading course, as well as a swing trading course, a course on how to make money with new IPOs. And then if you're into options or futures, I have a couple courses on that. All in all, you can just click on the description notes below on the link, and it'll take you to this page. You can click on any of these boxes and take a look at what the list of lectures here is for each of these. The good news is you don't have to pick one of these. You get access to all of them included with your 30-day membership. If you're interested in joining, you can just click the join button and it'll take you to this page. You can scroll down and you can click Get It Now, which will take you to the checkout page. Now, normally access to all the courses, to my list of momentum stocks, to my course on covered calls, on IPOs, on swing trading, on day trading, on fundamental investing. Access to all these is just $125 for 30 days access. But I want to give you a special coupon. If you scroll down here and click have a coupon code, you can type in YT99, click update, and that will take you take $26 off. So instead of being $125 for 30 days access, it would be just $99. And there are no long-term contracts or anything like that. You can cancel at any time and you won't be charged again. So you can watch all the lectures in your first 30 days, cancel, and you won't be charged again. So that's for premium subscribers. If it's not something you're interested in right now, I would encourage you just to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow along with the daily videos. And there's a lot of content there, especially for new traders, to really get up to speed at zero cost. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I publish my next video. And also let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. If they're good momentum names that you're looking at, please share them with the group. And in this way, we can create a really good resource here where we share good trading ideas. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.